nigga. I've been doing. I was on That's So Raven. I was on all this. I did extra work. I was on all of the white people TV shows, the black people TV shows. I used to be on Dance 360.
Why did Tiffany Haddish come out and say Katt Williams says he don't have a, and I believe him, this lighter leash at the Emmys makes me question my beliefs? Why would she say, why would you say that?
That Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made all lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory.
Williams got all the comedians scrambling to put out statements and respond to his comments from the viral Club Shay interview, and none of them managed to come up with anything to disprove what he said. Take Tiffany Haddish, for example, tiffing so much to respond to Katt that she had to resort to pushing the same old Katt uses drugs narrative. And that's the same Tiffany who was arrested just last month for DUI, for the second time. So when fans called out Tiffany for trying to smear Katt's name when she's the one with substance issues, Tiffany tried another strategy and responded to Katt during her recent stand-up show. However, it looks like she only proved his point because fans are saying that the idea of an industry plant definitely rings true with what Katt Williams said and how both Tiffany and Kevin Hart's careers took off. But what exactly did Tiffany say about Katt exposing her? And did she just accidentally prove everything he said about her? Let's break it down.
Because they tell you that there's no gatekeepers, but we keep seeing the same people open the gate. Didn't Kevin open the gate and let Tiffany in?
Tiffany Haddish is the latest comedian to respond to Katt Williams' explosive interview on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay podcast. And though Tiffany had a lot to say, her response didn't really land well with fans. And they're saying all she did was prove Katt's whole point on Club Shay. Katt Williams aired his grievances about what he sees as a rewriting of history. And according to him, there's this whole narrative being painted in the comedy words that's far from the truth. Katt highlighted Guy Torry's special, where Torry mentioned people like Steve Harvey, Cedric, the entertainer Kevin Hart, and Tiffany Haddish coming through specific venues, which Katt claims is all lies.
Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made all lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show. Yeah, because they tell you that there's no gatekeepers, but we keep seeing the same people open the gate. Didn't Kevin open the gate and let Tiffany in? Ain't he now opening it up for... Don't such and such open the gate? What do you mean ain't no gatekeepers?
Now, the reason Katt took issue with Kevin Hart pushing Tiffany Haddish is because, in his opinion, there are at least a dozen more talented black female comedians who have been repeatedly overlooked because they don't blindly follow orders from the industry higher up. Way back in 2018, Katt popped up on the Frank and Wanda in the Morning show and broke down Tiffany's sudden rise to stardom. Katt talked about how Netflix picks comedians for their specials, getting into the nitty-gritty of their criteria. So, when the topic of Tiffany's Netflix deal came up, Katt didn't hold back. He mentioned that just getting a special doesn't automatically mean you've got top-notch joke writing skills, and he also pointed out that Tiffany got her Netflix deal without even having a recent tour under her belt.
Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody. And they already ready to down Monique and up somebody who has showed them Girls Trip. Did you think she wrote Girls Trip, goofball?
Right.
Or do you think that was already a script and they handed it to her? It's up to you, whatever you want to believe.
So during this whole back and forth, Wanda Smith stepped up to defend Tiffany, saying people love her because she's just so real. But Katt wasn't having any of that, and he quickly shot down Wanda's defense. Tiffany didn't get to be the face of black female comedy just because of her so-called realness.
Past 46 female black comedians that I know personally that I put on tour who have a hard time getting a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A after they headline 7 shows at a club for $2,500 a week.
Now, back then, Katt received a lot of backlash, and people accused him of hating on Tiffany out of jealousy. And then Tiffany appeared with Kevin Hart on The Breakfast Club, and Kevin went off on Katt claiming he's just bitter because he allowed his substance use to interfere with his career.
People like real, and that's why they like her.
Is that what they like?
They love real.
Oh, because everybody's real then. So don't trip.
No, they like
wherever
Tiffany
you
Haddish
at under the sound of my voice,
real.
do you have a real co-worker?
Right.
Do you have a ratchet friend? Do you have a sister? Do you have a cousin? Do you have a nephew? Do you have a niece? Is they so ghetto? When did that become marketable? Knock it off. They like her because she want to sleep with a white man. That's why the only thing she said was, I want to give it to Brad Pitt. We are in the only business where as a black woman, what you look like is not supposed to be held against you. And time again, they show you that you can be sidetracked by anything light-skinned.
There's another reason why fans are side-eyeing Tiffany Haddish and thinking she might be an industry plant, and it's all tied to how quickly she bounced back from allegations about her inappropriate behavior to children back in August 2022. Tiffany and comedian Aries Spears were sued for the alleged grooming and sciae of 2 minors. The lawsuit was filed by a brother and sister, and according to documents obtained by TMZ, when the sister was 14 and her brother was 7, Tiffy and Aries pressured them to film inappropriate skits, while the brother also alleged he was safe following a ton of heat and backlash. Tiffany finally spoke up about these allegations in an Instagram post and wrote clearly, while this sketch was intended to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all, and I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. I really look forward to being able to share a lot more about the situation as soon as I can. But within just a few weeks, the lawsuit against Tiffany was dropped out of the blue, and it was like nothing really happened to her career. Despite the whole controversy blowing up, a lot of people thought there was something strange about this whole thing because Tiffany made a lightning-fast comeback. This whole situation's got fans questioning whether there's more to her rise to fame than me. The eyes so now that Katt brought up the whole issue of gatekeepers in his Club Shay interview, fans are again speculating that Tiffany could be a pawn pushed forward by Hollywood elites to perpetuate negative stereotypes about black women, but it looks like Katt's comments really touched a nerve with Tiffany because she shared like 5 different responses since his interview went viral. First, Tiffany left a comment under an Instagram gossip account that shared a clip of Katt's Club Shay appearance, and she wrote, "I am not mad. I just wish he would get his facts right about me, dang. I guess I will send him a reminder text, but are we sure that is Katt Williams? He looks a lot like Charleston White there." And the following night, Tiffany performed at the Denaya Improv Comedy Theater in Florida, and she started listing her accomplishments, implying that Katt doesn't know what he's talking about.